the small and the large amongst us
All
in the
shapes
breast
and
community.
sizes.
That's true.
Breast cancer doesn't care
Yeah.
how luscious your mommy milkers are. Hello, 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 and welcome to Is This Good, the show where we boldly, conclusively, and scientifically decide what things in this big wide world are good. Today we're back with another all-listener-submitted mailbag episode, and joining me on this trip to the post office, they put the forever in forever stamps, Jason and Rachel Doyle.
Hello.
Hello. We did it. We're here.
Hello.
It's happening.
The best shows are the ones where I come on. I'm not in my home. I'm setting things up for the first time. We are starting a half hour late, and I'm all out of sorts, and I'm stressed out that whatever gold I'm about to shout into this microphone will not make the final edit and will not appear on the record.
Nah.
But we just have to keep going, and we just have to hope.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
And the show is, going on later than usual.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, and the show is free.
There is that. Well, the patrons pay. Hey, listen.
That's true.
I just got back from Vegas. This show is going to be posted as soon as we're done with this, so it's fine. Mm-hmm. It's a little later on a Thursday.
Better late than never.
And it's also like, it's not Christmas, but I'll tell you what, the internet feels quiet. I don't know if you feel that way. So it feels like the Christmas break has already begun.
Oh, big time.
It's a good thing that people sent in these questions before.
Yeah.
And here we go. Let's read the first one because it's kind of about Christmas, but not really. Hello, Matt, JD, and Rachel. I saw an Instagram reel of a guy filming his wife being really excited about a baby bottle cleaner that she bought. And the text on the screen said, "Now I have to return the gift I just bought for her for Christmas." Okay, editor's note, I'm stepping in here. You see, he bought her the same thing she had just bought for herself, in case that wasn't clear, because I had to reread it.
An instrument for washing a baby's bottle.
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
Now I'm back in the email. I'm out of editor's mode. I'm back in the email. There were a lot of comments saying household items are not gifts and that he should have never been gifting her a baby bottle cleaner in the first place. Are household gifts good? I personally wouldn't mind getting a coffee maker or vacuum or an air fryer if I needed an upgrade or didn't have one. What do you think? That's from Graphic Mark. So as I said, JD, this isn't specifically about Christmas, but this show is coming up before Christmas. People are still have yet to buy everything on their Christmas list.
Yeah.
And maybe they're thinking of buying someone a household appliance. So it's very important that we get this right for them.
Right. So sorry, Rachel, go ahead. You're jumping in. You've got a...
I have some strong opinions.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, the only way I think this is okay is if the person has been just dying for something and it's a luxury item upgrade from what they normally have. It's unnecessary. It's just something they really want.
Okay.
Yes.
If it's needed, as in, I need a blender, just a straight up blender that's in our budget, you just get it for them because you need it. It's not a fucking gift unless it's a luxury blender that they're like, I really want to spend a little extra. Then you're going overboard with it.
I hear what you're saying. So
I think I keyed into the same thing as you, Rachel, because
Yeah.
I was thinking about how I was like, oops, I've definitely gotten my mother, for instance, household items as presents.
Right.
But then people might say, you should buy something more personal for that person because, like, let's say they wanted a bracelet, let's just say, but maybe it's an extravagance and maybe they'd go like, I shouldn't buy this for myself. I want this, but I'm not going to buy it for myself because it feels extravagant. And that's the kind of thing you should be buying someone for their birthday. But some household appliances are extravagances and fall under the same category of I want it, but I'm not going to buy it for myself because it feels too much, like a Vitamix instead of just,
just a $25 KitchenAid, which is what we have. It'll
Exactly.
do the trick. It'll do the trick. But if we want something sexier,
yes. Yeah. So if you maybe a pan, like a Teflon pan, no, but perhaps a sous vide machine that you've been wanting to get your meats to the exact temperature that you want.
Right.
Maybe that's something worthwhile.
Okay, but please tell me what the luxury version of a baby bottle washer is.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not a thing.
no.
Well, what if it was for the baby's birthday?
Yeah, fuck that baby. Definitely. They don't appreciate gifts anyway.
the thing that makes it all confusing is that, okay, fine, you shouldn't buy the baby bottle cleaner for your wife, but there are things called wedding registries, for instance,
Yes.
or baby shower registries, and those are filled with almost only household appliances, and those are certainly gifts. If
Right.
you're getting married, JD, and I buy you the thing off your registry and it's sheets or
Yeah.
a
Your
pan,
request-
then it's still a gift, but it's still a household thing.
But you're
Right.
requesting
And
it
that's
on
what
the
I
list.
Yeah, 100%. I wanted those.
Well,
sheets.
in a sense, the baby requested this bottle cleaner.
Yeah. But then
guess.
it's for the baby, not for the wife. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I think especially getting something for the baby when it's your wife's birthday is a very bad move.
Yeah.
Because it's not even something that she's going to use. Well, I guess she is going to use it, but
Right.
I don't know. I do think that the household appliance thing was more marked when there was a gender divide. Like, so let's say you bought a vacuum
Yeah.
in 1958. The implication was
Right.
only your wife is going to be using this vacuum.
Correct.
But also,
But now-
it's the same thing, though. It's for the house. It's a utilitarian item. It's not for her. It's just buy it for the house unless it's extravagant and she actually is pining for it.
Right.
Okay, well, JD, have you ever bought Rachel a household appliance for her birthday or perhaps an anniversary?
As a joke, I bought a cookbook on how to cook potatoes.
Yeah, that was.
It was a
Why?
joke. It was a joke, though. Like,
I don't think there, I mean, I know I laughed, but I don't think there's anything funny because there's many ways to cook a potato.
yeah, well, exactly. And she had complained at one point that she didn't really know how to cook potatoes.
I'm like, I'm terrible at cooking potatoes.
That's what she said. So I was like, oh, this will be hilarious. I'll get her a. And by the way, I had like a litany of, a cornucopia of delightful gifts to follow the potato cookbook, but
Yeah.
it
Joke
didn't
gifts
go
are
over
different.
well.
Joke gifts are no. Joke gifts are different.
Yeah.
Like, remember when we bought your cousin Megan a giant dildo to put into her baby shower gift?
Yeah, I remember that. Of
Wasn't
course.
I'm
asked
surprised
for.
that's not the only thing you ever buy people, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a birthday coming up, Matt?
But what about the male equivalent? Like, don't women buy their husbands tool sets all the time? Is that not a household appliance?
Only if you're pining for it. Honestly.
Okay, so fine. Maybe wife is pining for air fryer.
Well, then that's fine. If it's a luxurious item, if it's just a standard household item, just give it to her any day of the week. She's cooking,
Yeah, I hear what you're
whatever,
saying.
that's her thing or that's his thing. Just
Yeah, but
buy
so
it.
why does it? You're saying it matters if she specifically asks for it, but in the gift giving world, I think, and maybe you disagree, the gift that you say you want is never, or the gift you say you need is never as good as someone getting you something else that you really wanted. You just didn't know you wanted it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the DJ theory we've talked about before. If the best song you're going to hear all night at a party is not the song you requested, it's the song you didn't know you needed to hear that
Right.
the DJ just played and you just were like, oh my God, yes!
Yeah.
Well, I guess you don't need an air fryer. You have an oven. So I guess that could be
Okay.
an upgrade.
Okay.
That could be an upgrade, you know.
Did you have a registry for your wedding?
Yeah.
You did? Okay, because I think we did ask registries, are these good? I think we've done that on the show before, but Rachel, you were not on the show at the time. I think we did it with Alana Johnston. So, because I hesitate to say this publicly, but I don't think we're going to have a gift registry.
Oh,
I only hesitate to say it in case I go back on this, but I don't think we're going to have one
Oh, okay.
because we live in a one-bedroom apartment. There's no room for anything.
If you don't need anything like that as well, money's good. Money
Money
always
fits
good.
anywhere, really.
Yeah.
You don't even need money in the house. You don't even need to set aside a drawer.
Right.
It's just in the cloud, so
That's
to speak.
true.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you
So-
could just put a 2-bedroom apartment on your registry and maybe
I mean, this is that. Everyone chip in. Because I also don't want to do, even though there's no technical difference, people that are like, you go to their wedding website and the only thing it has on it is like the honeymoon fund.
yeah.
I don't want to do that because then I've seen people where they're like, it's our dream to go to Tahiti and, just donate to that. But then the couple and you're like, can't help but notice, dear, that the Lefkowitzes never made it to Tahiti. I think they're just using the honeymoon fund to pay rent, to do this and that, which I guess is totally fine, but it's just weirder to say it's a honeymoon fund and then just use the money.
Well, you might just change your mind and go, fuck, we really need to pay rent. Maybe we should be more responsible and not do that.
Maybe we should live in Tahiti instead of wasting the money on the trip.
That's exactly right.
All right. Next email here. Good day. I've noticed a lot of people jog or walk noticeably faster through a crosswalk when a vehicle is waiting on them. Personally, I naturally walk faster than most, so I keep the same pace. However, some people I've talked to said this is rude. So my question is, jogging or briskly walking through crosswalks due to being too slow for the waiting vehicle, is this good? Regards, Isaiah. Isaiah, I've actually talked about this before in the starters. This was a complainted area. I forget what I called it, but it was basically you're standing at the crosswalk. You have a right of way. A car sort of jumps through the intersection and then sees that you've taken a step out into the street and then stops. And so you start walking and they give you one of these. Like, I'm so magnanimous. I will allow you to cross at the legally sanctioned place where you have the right of way and I have to stop. But I'm like a king waving you through like, no, you go, you little prick.
But sometimes they won't go. And it's like, no, it's okay. I'm not going to hit you. You can go. There's that.
Who, when you're the driver?
Well, like if somebody's like, should I go? Are you going to hit me? And then they're waving you through.
Well, sorry, we're at a crosswalk.
But then if they're waving you through, they should wave you through like this. I can't even think. What would be a way that could signal to me that this person is being sincere in their wave?
I always just go, I see you. Like, hey, I see you. Like, so it's okay.
Oh, you wave. Like,
yeah, I go,
you wave
hi.
like waving hello to someone.
Like,
I'm doing like the wave where I'm like pushing someone along.
That's why it's annoying. No, I just wave to make sure they know I see them.
Okay. But like this person is saying, do I need to speed up for the sake of a car? No. Absolutely not. And if you want to walk slower, honestly, it's annoying, but that's totally fine. But as the driver, what do you do when you're in a car and an old lady in a walker is at the crosswalk? Do you honk because she's not moving fast enough for you?
Yeah, always, but that's just me.
Yeah, well, I think you just accept it and move on.
Yeah.
I like to wait until they're sort of right in the middle of the car and then honk, just because I like seeing the start, like.
And then when they look at you, give you the death stare, then you give them the wave like, ooh.
Yeah.
Hi. Just wanted to say hi.
The errant honk. Okay, let's move on to this next email because I think it's actually kind of similar.
Okay.
Hey, Matt and JD and Rachel. My roommate and I admittedly do tend to speed a little when driving on the highway. One of us has a lower max speed they will go, 10 over the speed limit, while the other has no issue going more. The daredevil argues that if they're driving in the left lane, the passing lane, and approach a car doing only 10 miles per hour over the limit, that the slower person should move out of the way. The more cautious of the two of us argues that we both are breaking the law. One is just doing it worse, so the daredevil is free to go around and pass. Your thoughts, Kenny R. I mean, let's start here. He said it in the email. It's the passing lane. So literally no one should be driving in that lane. They should be merging into it to pass and then merging out of it. So in theory, if someone's going 10 miles, if I'm driving, JD, and you're doing 10 miles faster than me behind me, I should let you go. But if you're doing 20, I should let you go anyways because I'm not supposed to be in that lane. Is this incorrect information?
Correct. There is nothing worse on the highway
Yes.
than parking in the fast lane. Even if you're going over the speed limit.
It's not safe.
It's just it's the cause of most accidents. I'm convinced of it.
So let's say you're going 30 miles over the speed limit, which I know you would never do. I know you would never do that.
I would never.
Now, is there a certain point where someone's coming up behind you that you go, hey, man, I'm already doing 30 more.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah. That is your instinct because you think that you are the arbiter of what is fast enough. That's fast enough, sir.
Or ma'am.
Or ma'am. That's right. No, that's not you. You are not an officer of the law. If somebody is coming, if you're doing 150 miles an hour,
like, whoa.
It's fast. Okay, let's say you're on the Autobahn. This is the rule, Autobahn rules, basically. There is no speed limit. And if you're going 150 miles an hour in the passing lane and you're just parked there and somebody coming up behind you is just on your ass, you are to move over and let them go and let them go at 200 miles an hour. That's how it's supposed to work.
If you're fast and furious, they're more fast and furious. So
That's
move
right.
the fuck over.
That's right.
Did the Autobahn fascinate you as a? I feel like the Autobahn is up there with like quicksand as things we talk about in school. Like someone would come and be like, "Have you heard about the Autobahn? No, what's that? You can go as fast as you want. As fast as you want? What are you talking about?
Fast as you want.
It's in Germany, and they always have good ideas there." Except for certain decades.
Bringing that up again. Are you mad?
Well,
All right.
sorry.
I
I have to. You know what? I was shopping for a suit yesterday for my wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I said to the guy, like, what would you recommend then, like, a sort of more slimmer fitting suit? Because I don't think a big boxy thing looks good on me. Yeah. And he takes me over to this rack and he's like, "Oh, the Boss," and he takes it off, and it's Hugo Boss, and I'm like, if I could avoid the Hugo Boss for my Jewish wedding, I think I should.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm gonna get the BMW, the Volkswagen limousine. I'll be in my Hugo Boss outfit. Right. Anyways, back to this. Okay, this is the scenario where you're saying like you're not the arbiter, you're not the judge of who's going too fast. What do you think of this scenario? Because this one drives me nuts. When we go hiking, we're usually end up on a 1-lane mountain road, or it's got 1 lane in each direction. Is that still a 1-lane road?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going, let's say, 5 to 10 miles over the speed limit. But again, this is a mountain road, so it's very curvy. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's no bar. What's the word I'm looking for? The thing.
Like a median, like a guardrail.
Yeah,
guardrail.
Guardrail. Thank you. There's no guardrail. Much like the second Trump administration. There's no guardrails anymore. That's what you hear all the time. Okay, so there's these can be scary roads, but sometimes the speed limit is quite low, and you'll find yourself going 5-10 miles per hour more than the speed limit comfortably. It feels safe to you, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you get someone kissing your fucking bumper, right? They're right on your ass.
Yeah.
And you're like, "What do you want me to do? There's nowhere to go." Mm-hmm. But there is somewhere for you to go, because on these mountain roads, even though there's no passing lane, there's every maybe few miles sometimes a turnout where there's just more space on the side, and they just dig out a little thing where it's like not paved, but there's like little pebbles and rocks in there. And you're supposed to go there if you're a slow moving vehicle, like a tractor or something like that. But I'm already going over the speed limit. Mm-hmm. On certain roads I've been on, I felt like if I had to go into the turnout every time someone wanted to be past me, I'd be going into every single turnout. And the turnout is not as easy as going into a passing lane, because you don't see them when they're coming up, like, because they could sometimes be around a turn. So you have to slow down really quickly on this mountain road. Mm-hmm. And they're loose rocks, so you're going at a higher speed, and then the rocks are fucking hitting your car. Like, basically I'm saying, yes, I could do it, and I often do it. But if I'm going over the speed limit, can we relax for the 8 miles that we're on this mountain road before we get back to the major highway? Yeah. Do you think that in that case, I can be the arbiter?
100%. Yeah. 100%. I mean...
Okay, well, thank you. Because I've seen on Reddit threads where people are like, you're not the judge and jury. If someone's going fast, then it is your responsibility to go into the turnout, even if you're going over the speed limit.
Unless you feel unsafe. If you're like, this fucker's going to get us in trouble, I'm going to move out of here. And it's not worth it.
Yeah, I guess, if they're really riding your ass. Mm-hmm. I mean, that person is, we call them assholes where I'm from.
Exactly, yeah. And on this road, the 2, if you live in Los Angeles and ever go hiking, the 2, the Angeles Crest Road, it's very close to the city. So what a lot of people do is they take their cool little tricked out, Subarus with the pizza oven on the front, and they
is that a thing?
Picture it in your head. It looks like a pizza oven. Yeah. And they will speed up this road, and then take pictures with the mountains in the back of the car or whatever. And the last time we went, this was a couple weeks ago, there was a car literally flipped over, and there were 8 kids on the side of the road because they were in 2 cars. Yeah. So and cars tumble over this thing kind of more often than you would expect for a road that's very close to a giant city. Yeah. So I'm not saying from the point of view like, oh, don't worry, guys, I'm trying to keep us safe. I'm like the pace car. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, we're not on this road forever. Mm-hmm. Just be happy with the speed limit or a little above. Don't force people into these turnouts all the time, unless you are a giant truck or a tractor or something like that,
Yeah.
where you're going way under the speed limit.
Yeah. Do you do the move that's sort of a meme now, where you yell out your car, you can't park there, whenever you see like an accident or like a fender bender or whatever?
Yeah, I'm Clark Griswold.
It's my favorite thing. I love seeing it. Like, you know, a car has smashed through like a storefront or whatever, and then somebody comes up and is like, "You can't park there." It makes me laugh every
That
time.
did this.
Because and then the people who are in the accident, like, they get so mad. They're
Well, they're already
they're
so
already
mad.
pissed, and then it's like
Yeah, they're already on death's door.
Thanks for the
Waiting
worst
for an
dad
ambulance.
joke of all
it's
time.
just my favorite. I don't know why.
All right, next email. Matt, JD, Rachel. A girl who works on my marketing team came into the office last week and told us she has been getting random Amazon deliveries dropped off at her house that she did not order. They are addressed to her, and her address is on them. Every day she comes in telling us about what was delivered the day before, and she is getting sent a bunch of really cool things. Dyson vacuums, espresso machine. You know what? Hold on. Editor's voice here. She's saying she's excited about household gifts, Rachel, so maybe you need to rethink.
There.
If I got you a Dyson, you would be very happy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the email. It's been going on for over 2 weeks, and she has easily received over $2,500 worth of items. She checked all her credit cards. There is no fraudulent activity or history of the purchases, and her credit profile doesn't show any cards she isn't aware of. If she's being scammed, what is the scam? The items are going to her, not to someone else, and they are clearly addressed to her. I told her she needs to hang on to the items and not use them in case she somehow gets charged and needs to return them. But everyone else thinks she should just enjoy the items and count this as a weird win. Settle this. What should she do? Should she keep the items unused and try to get a hold of Amazon to end this? Or should she keep the items and enjoy the wild ride she's on? In addition, I wanted to also ask you if there was a time when an error was made in your favor. But JD, first, to settle this, what should she do? Use the items or desperately try to figure out what's gone wrong and correct it?
Yeah, it's great. I'm hearing this, and I just simply don't believe her. You know, like, I feel like it's just like I'm buying all this stuff, but I'm not really buying it.
That
So
was my
I don't want
instinct,
anybody to know that I'm just randomly
Oh,
receiving
interesting.
gifts. You know,
And she's doing a really long con by being very
Yeah.
public about it and telling people. So she has witnesses. She came in every day very upset about her new Miele espresso maker.
Yeah. I mean, if stuff is randomly showing up, I guess you just start using it.
I mean, I can explain the scam to you. I think
Yes.
I
I
know
feel
what's
like we
happening.
I wanna
talked
hear
about
it.
this sort of scam before, but go
Yeah,
on.
it's basically that I put a new product up on Amazon, right?
Yeah,
or I put any product up on Amazon.
Yeah.
The way that it helps my ranking is to get 5-star reviews and to have good written reviews, so that for the algorithm, also if I look at your page for this espresso maker, I want to see, do people love it? Are people raving about the espresso maker?
Right.
So to juice the stats, maker of the espresso maker will want to fraudulently review their product, right? But you can't unless you're a verified purchaser now. So me, espresso maker, sends it to your house, not because I know you or care about you. I just find your address, Jason
Yeah.
Doyle,
Yeah.
1234 Sheep Street, and then I send it to
Very
you.
close.
It gets delivered to you. The UPS, Amazon driver marks it as shipped. So now I am a verified purchaser because the item has been purchased and shipped.
Right.
But now I can review it because I
Right.
bought it.
Right.
So that's the scam. I know it seems kind of insane.
And
but
they can
that-
use your
I'm pretty
name
sure-
and add like your name because it's been shipped. to
No, it doesn't matter because you've ordered the item. So where
Yeah,
it goes and who it ends up with, it doesn't matter.
you. Oh, okay.
But it's been bought and paid for and shipped somewhere.
Yeah. So bottom line, she doesn't need to do anything.
Yeah. Enjoy
As
the
far as I
Dyson.
know, this cannot come back on her. She's the lucky person that her address is being passed around by these SEO people, and she's the beneficiary.
How do I get on that list?
Yeah. I mean, if you know
Scam me.
If you know that's the explanation, you're not like I would be constantly trying to go, what is going on? I wouldn't be able to relax and enjoy it until I knew. So
Yeah, but
if that's the
okay. Well, so she could
explanation-
call Amazon,
Yeah.
and they'd
But
probably be like, "We don't know."
the weird thing is, like, she's getting shipped decent items that you wouldn't think would need.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
it's a
that part
fucking-
is always weird.
It's a Dyson vacuum. Everybody knows they suck in a good way.
I've heard they blow. No, they don't.
They shouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. But yeah, like these are brand names that are like, why would Dyson have to fish around with, for reviews?
I know it does seem weird, but
Is she that
I
desperate
do
for
think that's the
attention?
scam. No, maybe. Well, has there been a time when an error has worked out in your favor?
It's a great question. I mean, I've been on a flight where they just can't charge me for my cheese box and wine.
Oh, that doesn't that feel like it happens once every 2 times?
Yeah.
Like 50% of the time, they're just like, fuck.
Yeah, I couldn't
be
be
bothered.
bothered. Yeah, it almost. I was on a flight yesterday, and I thought, "Ooh, this is going to happen again," because she was like, "I'll come back to you," and I thought I was in the clear, but
Oh, she actually
came back. Yeah,
When they say "I'll come back to you," to me is usually code for like I can't figure this out, and I'm gonna just pretend, but you will never see my face again.
yeah, that was what I was hoping. But anyway.
If you were a flight attendant, how because they're in the air, the connection to whatever server is always down, and there comes a point where they're like, "Oh, I have to manually input it." I'd be like, "Sorry, here,
yeah,
have this shitty glass of wine."
Yeah.
I just truly wouldn't give a shit.
It depends on the person. If the client is being like a jerk or has been like difficult so far, it's going to be a very painful process to pay full price for whatever it is that I'm giving you. But yeah, I would give up a lot quicker, and I think they do. So there's that.
Why?
I mean, that's small. I don't know.
Yeah, well, but that's good.
Yeah, that was
It's
great.
a small win.
It's a small win. It's a small win.
All of mine are travel related too, because procrastination is terrible. It's one of my worst qualities, and it's a scourge, and I wish that I didn't have it. But sometimes I have to admit it does work out in your favor.
Sure.
Like there's been a couple times where my mom's been like, okay, here are the dates for the family vacation, book your flights. And I'm like, okay, I will.
Yeah.
And then like a long time, like an embarrassingly long time after that, she'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We have to change the dates and you'll have to cancel. You're going to lose the money on the flight. I'm so sorry, but we just can't make it out. And then what she doesn't know is that I never booked it. So it's all the same to me.
Yeah, I never get out of that kind of thing. Whenever there's a work trip, I wait for the last second, thinking that there's a way. I'm getting out of this.
Yeah, but that's your work paying, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then I always go like, because we have a new system where it's just like, oh, this is too expensive. This is out of your policy. Like all these flights. We book through a client or whatever, like a client service, and it's just like, oh, it's out of policy. Like this price, this flight is too expensive, so you cannot book it. And then I'll call.
So what, you're like, okay, cool, I'll stay home then.
Exactly. Then I go to my boss. It's out of policy, and then they go, just book it.
You're such a sad sack. You go, oh, fine, I tried to book it, but it said it was on policy. I guess I'll just stay home while all my colleagues go to the sports.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
Rachel, do you have one? An error in your favor?
No, that's why I think I'd be so suspicious if I got something for free. I'd be like, oh God, what did I do wrong? Who did I give my credit card to? No, not that I can think.
Well, let's say you show up at a hotel, you book a parking lot view room, and they put you in a beach view room. You're going to tell them
That's never happened.
I'm sure something good. You see, you just have a negative mindset, Rachel. What about this? What about when you're playing Monopoly and you pick up that card and it's like, bank error in your favor. Take $25.
I haven't played that, so I asked the boys to play that with me lately. God damn it.
I'm too stressed out. I can't even play Monopoly anymore. All right. Well, then let's move to the next question. I hope you have an answer for this, Rachel. If you were a pro wrestler, what would your character be? Here's what I want to know. Tell us its name, its story, its gimmick, its entrance song, and its finishing move. That's from Spicy Yusuf. Who wants to go first?
You go ahead, Rachel.
Want me to go first? Okay. All right. I don't know if I got all the details for you, but I worked out enough. That I'll get
Sorry. Enough according to who?
Enough to get a fan base going.
The questioner? Because the questioner was pretty clear on what he wanted you to answer.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know you want more details than what I got for you.
I like how you're already starting to move like a wrestler. You're like,
Okay, my name is Mammogram.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Why do I feel like a public service announcement?
Exactly. It's an aggressive public service announcement. So...
My wrestling name is Doctor Without Borders.
Except
My wrestler's name is landmine removal. You might not think of landmines, but they are planted in very many places due to constant wars throughout the 20th century.
I'm sorry, but
No, continue.
Ma'am O'Graham.
Yeah, I love it.
An Irish Ma'am O'Graham. Okay, and I got some moves.
Okay.
It's kind of resembles the shit we go through once a year when you flatten those titties in the machine. So I'm going after their boobies. We got a flapjack. We got titty twisters. What else we got? And I don't know.
Okay, I
Titty
guess I have to
swisher.
ask. A flapjack, how would that work exactly?
Well, I gotta get him down on the floor and smush that titty against the mat. Like, there's gotta be
Okay,
ways.
I would argue that could be done standing too.
Yeah, like this.
just-
like a.
Okay.
If you're just listening, Rachel's doing like if I asked a 4-year-old, like, what does a crocodile do?
Yeah, like crocodile.
That's what
chop.
she's doing.
Boom.
And-
So you're giving the worst breast exam of all
the
time.
worst. So if you don't go get your mammogram, you meet mammogram.
Ma'am O'Graham.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, Yusuf asked for the story. Like, so what? I mean, I think we can all guess. But what is the backstory?
I mean, it's just really an aggressive, annoying public service announcement. Like we said, like it's just I'm coming after you. Take care of your
Okay.
titties, ladies.
what about your entrance song? I know you didn't come up with one, but let's come up with.
I
one
was
too
trying to
now.
come up with I was like, okay, like I like big butts. That's not gonna work. That would be more like a prostate exam or a.
Yeah, well, maybe you could just ask Sir Mix-a-Lot to go like, I like big boobs and I can't. But no, I don't like that because the small and the large amongst us
All
in the
shapes
breast
and
community,
sizes.
That's true.
breast cancer doesn't care
Yeah.
how luscious your mommy milkers are.
Is there a song about tits specifically?
There has to be.
There has to be, right?
There has to be.
Imagine if cancer was like, it doesn't affect people with great racks.
That would be awful. There's a whole lot of us out there that don't have the luscious double D's that stay up forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, okay, wait. I hate to actually ask a curb into a serious question here, but if it is tissue that the cancer goes to, if you do have if you had very small breasts, would it be less likely to have cancer?
No, I don't
think so
because
necessarily.
it can also develop further back closer to the lymph
Okay, if you're
nodes.
just listening, Rachel is now touching her own breasts.
Giving herself
Around the
an exam.
areola. So the titty twisters, you might feel whether there's lumps there. Yeah, no, I don't think it's discerning on size.
Okay, Ma'am O'Graham. I assume you're only fighting other women.
Oh, although men can get breast cancer.
That's true.
That's true. Like Meatloaf in Fight Club.
No, that
Well, he grew
No.
tits
He grew-
because of the hormones or something.
because
but
of did he have prostate
maybe it was prostate
or
cancer.
testicular cancer?
It was removed, and that
Okay,
was
well,
the
if we get you in a match with men, then you got to check him for prostate.
yeah.
That's the end. Boom.
Okay, JD,
My
what's
end
your,
move is called end move.
the happy ending.
That's right.
Okay, JD, what's your wrestler's name?
I am the iPad kid.
Okay. Oh yeah, baby. I like that.
So I come in. My entrance music is I play Pokemon Go every day. I play Pokemon Go. And I have an iPad in my hand the entire time, so I'll be wrestling, but I will be somewhat distracted with the iPad. But at a certain point, the iPad will be taken away from me, whether it's knocked out of my hand or my mom comes in
By
and
your
removes
opponent
it.
or your momager?
Yeah, my mom comes in. I have a character who comes in and just and takes it away, and I go fucking berserk, and that's the move. That is just like
the tantrum.
The tantrum,
It's
yeah,
called rage
exactly.
quit.
It's like
It's called rage quit.
rage quit. Well, rage, but the iPad's taken away. Have you seen this wrestler named Cocaine?
No, but
It's
you have my attention.
yeah, it's basically just a regular wrestler. He's sort of like, he kind of looks like a juggalo a little bit. Like he's got white and black mask on or whatever. And then, you know, when he wants to power up, like the Popeye spinach moment, he literally, it's like LeBron James with the chalk. He's just like slapping powder against his face. And he goes fucking crazy.
It's the worst thing to do with cocaine.
Yeah. It looks hilarious. I think maybe Cole Ram sent it to me or somebody.
God.
So this is not like a sanctioned WWE.
No, I don't think so. But his name is literally Cocaine or something like that.
Like KO.
Yeah,
Space.
and then KANE.
There's a wrestler named Kane that I think is very famous.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what he does.
Yeah.
But cocaine is very funny.
Yeah. So that's that's my move. I'm the iPad kid.
But so here's the problem that I see. When your mom comes in and takes the iPad away and you get charged up, I feel like you're going to turn your rage away from your opponent and onto your mother.
That's how it normally goes.
I mean, it could start like that, but you know, then the kid trashes his room or whatever, you know, trashes whatever is in front of him, including my opponents. It would be also good as a tag team, right? Like say me and Mammogram are in our tag team partners, and then I'm just on the sidelines, and then she just knocks the iPad out of my hand.
Yeah, and scold the shit
then I'm
out
like,
of you.
you know, slapping my face. And then I just go nuts on the opponent.
Yeah.
Now, what if it's the people in the WWE marketing department that said, unfortunately, we don't have a deal with Apple. Are you okay being the tablet kid? Are you okay being the Amazon Fire?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. The tablet kid. iPad kid has a better ring to it, I think.
Yeah, iPad is definitely like a Kleenex kind of
Totally.
Xerox thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Pokemon Go is your song. Okay.
Pokemon Go, yeah. And what's
Very
yours?
good. Okay, so have you heard of Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Cold Stone Matt Austin? That's like fatter.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. No. So I was thinking like how, at least back in my day of watching wrestling, which was exclusively like in the late 80s, early 90s, everyone had every profession that existed in the real world was a wrestler.
Yeah.
So like the policeman was the big boss man. There was like even like I think Brutus the barber
Yeah, that sounds
was a barber.
Yeah.
And like even things that you would not expect, like an IRS agent, Erwin R. Shyster. He would come to the ring in like a button-down white shirt and slacks with a briefcase. Because people hate the IRS, right? So I was thinking he was a heel. I want to be the best heel in the game. And in light of recent events, I've come up with a person that people hate more than IRS agents. I'm going to be the adjuster, as in the insurance adjuster.
Oh.
Okay, not too popular. They've been in the news. Don't know if you've seen.
Yeah, I've noticed.
So my background is, obviously I love inflicting pain on people by denying them the medical care they need.
Yeah.
But it started to feel too remote. Like I got tired of making people hurt over the phone, over email. So I needed to inflict that pain in person because it didn't have the same charge anymore. I needed to look into the eyes of the person whose life I was destroying.
Yes.
So now I'm coming to the WWE to inflict the maximum pain.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I love it.
So, I could do my, what are the things called? Like, not works, promos.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I say, the way you called me out, that was out of pocket, but now you're going to be the one that pays out of pocket because I'm the adjuster and your claim to be the WWE World Champion has been denied.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay, now I'm going to play you my entrance song. Don't worry, JD. This one will for sure not be copyrighted.
Okay.
So I think we'll be fine. Tell me when you recognize this banger.
This is a banger.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Deductible. All right, that's the hold music
my
when I call my
God.
insurance company.
Sorry, I didn't want to stop you because it's a banger.
That made me
It is a
feel
banger.
ill just listening.
I know, right? It is kind of like a trappy beat.
Yeah, you would be the most hated wrestler of all time.
I mean, you could vibe. Like, that song comes on loud in an arena, and you're just
Yeah.
slowly walking. Because you're not in a hurry.
No. God.
The person experiencing the music doesn't want to be hearing
Yeah.
it, but
You
you
immediately-
luxuriate in it.
Yeah.
You immediately slip into like, oh my God, I'm so bored. And then
Yes.
you throw them off, yeah?
Well, on
Keep
the
in mind, I want to be hated.
Yeah,
I
no.
want the crowd to boo me.
Yeah, you get announced, that music comes on, and it's just on the Jumbotron, it's a shot of you just hanging out in the break room, like fixing yourself a coffee and chatting with your fellow employees, your
Exactly.
fellow
The phone is-
adjusters back there. And you just make them wait.
And everyone just fucking rages up.
As soon as you come on, oh God. I would
Yeah,
actually
the
fear
pre-recorded
for your
video.
life.
We're all in the break room, and like 50 phones are ringing, and someone goes, "Should someone get that?" And then pause, and then we all go like,
Yeah, this is great. This is a great bit.
Were you going with Cold Stone Creamery, Matt Austin? Was this a lactose intolerance like guy when you said Cold Stone earlier?
"No, it was a fat joke."
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were
Cold
gonna
Stone Creamery,
like
but-
hit everyone with your massive like lactose intolerance
Yes.
diarrhea.
Yeah,
That could be
that's
messy.
Too gross. It's too gross to talk about.
Oh, it's-
because their finishing move would also be my finishing move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The match is finished, for I have to leave the ring for no reason. Do not watch me. I will walk out backwards. Okay? And that's not weird. Actually, I will crab walk back to... Does anyone have a towel? Again, no reason. I'm very sweaty.
I need to get my ring out of the ring.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't cover my finishing move. Just to wring every last pun out of this. My finishing move will be called the pre-existing submission.
Oh,
So-
yes.
I go up to my opponent and I slowly, I whisper in their ear the thing they're slowly going to die from. So I just walk up to them, I go, type 2 diabetes. And then while they're distracted, maybe I slap them or something.
Yeah. You have to, will you have like some sort of like a big stamp that says denied, where you
Denied,
stamp
sure,
stuff?
yeah.
that'd
Oh,
be
I mean,
cool.
there's a lot of places to go with this.
Yeah, I love it.
Right on
So
their
hate
forehead.
me if you must. Yeah, I stamp them
Oh, yeah.
at the end.
Yeah. That's great.
There's,
I think
there's
that
a lot to
works.
work with here.
Love
to
it.
work with here. Hit me up, Vince. Oh no, Vince McMahon's not there anymore. Hit me up, Triple H. A person I just learned about when that documentary came out. Hi, is this good crew? My wife and I moved away from our home state many years ago. Most of our family and many friends still live there. We're at that stage of life where many of our friends have young kids, which has shifted the expectations. If we want to see them, it's almost always on us, the childless ones, to travel. As a result, we end up spending most of our vacation time visiting family and friends, and of course, footing the travel bill every time. I could understand this more if our friends truly could not afford to visit us, but then we see them taking trips elsewhere. I know you've mentioned that you don't live near family either, so I'm curious, are we wrong for thinking that if our friends want to see us but refuse to come here, they should occasionally help us pay for travel to get there? Or is this just part of living far from home? Thanks for settling this. Jay, your Atlanta neighbor. That's your Atlanta neighbor, JD. I was nodding my head this whole time reading this email. And it was like, yeah, I know you've mentioned you don't live near family, so I'm curious. But I did not expect that next line to come, that they should be paying, they should be helping defray the cost of traveling. I mean, in a perfect world, man, like this is your mouth to God's ears, but this ain't ever happening. And I think you should, it's good that you only put your initial here. You should never say this to anyone again.
Yeah.
This will not be well received. JD, you do have family, but what do you think of the traveling inequities?
Well, I mean, yeah, you can't expect your friends to pay for you to come and visit them. I mean, look, let me just say this. You have permission to go wherever you want to go. And, if you're feeling like you're having, your vacation time is just going back home to visit friends and you're not happy with that, just don't do it. Just don't do it one time,
Well, it's easy to say, but what they're saying, and I do think this is true, is that the people with kids will always say, like, so tough to get them both on a plane and blah, 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 and it's more expensive.
Yeah.
And so it will eventually feel like you're not putting in the requisite effort. Like if you don't see them for 5 years, they have the excuse of, well, we have very young kids, and you don't have an excuse.
Right, except that he's seen them take vacations not visiting him.
Yeah, you know what they would say to that? They would say, we can travel once a year due to cost or time off or whatever it is with the kids. And so we want to do the dream vacation then, not the dick around in whatever small Midwestern town, or Atlanta, the dick around in an Atlanta trip. We don't want to go to Ponce Market. We've been to Krog. Okay. We ain't coming back.
If he had a beach house, they'd be visiting him.
That's the key. You got to move to the beach, bro. Or somewhere sexier. Atlanta or Atlanta adjacent just ain't sexy enough to get people.
It's just not. Jason's family, like his parents, their son is a pilot, so they could travel for free. And they don't visit us. So we really do need a beach and a lake to get anyone to visit us. We're just not that exciting.
Yeah.
Nor is Atlanta.
They live in Toronto. At least you have the weather. The weather is warmer. It's not tropical, but it's something.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well,
but if they're getting on a plane with their kid, they're going to Mexico.
I think it's lower your expectations is the only thing to say.
Yeah, well, for sure. I think this is just one of those, like, life ain't fair, and it doesn't really make sense. But I don't know. We can all pretend that having a kid, we like to say, like, if someone's trying to get out of something or using their kids as an excuse, I've heard people say before, well, that was your choice to have a kid, and it was my choice not to have a kid, let's say. Sure. So we must be treated equally. But in practice, that does not work that way at all. Like, if you're in an office scenario and one person in the office goes, I don't know, there was a power failure at my kid's school. I have to go pick him up. Can you finish this work? Mm-hmm. What are you going to say? Whereas if I, who don't have kids, say to that person, it's my girlfriend's birthday. I want to leave work early to pick up stuff at the grocery store and make her a really nice birthday dinner. So can you finish this work? The person would be like, no. But when it's kids, my kid's sick, I have to go pick him up at school. Or my wife has a meeting and she usually picks him up, but I have to go. Yeah. I think you see where I'm going here with a specific situation. But, you have kids, but don't you know that kids are sort of an ironclad excuse?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I just hope that our children live near us because it's just way easier to see your loved ones.
Yeah.
It's like out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Like then they still have family back home to fill that gap. Funny how easily humans adapt.
Yeah. Anyways, I just think with families, everything is a choice, but sorry, the people with kids win. They just do. And I don't think it's fair. The childless people are like, we literally didn't have kids to avoid this.
Yeah.
And you chose to have kids, so why are you complaining about it? Like, we each made a choice.
Right.
And yet only one of those choices results in an excuse that people accept.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I think I'm going to have kids. I don't have them now. So perhaps my perspective will shift. But right now, not having kids is quite frankly annoying that people get to use their kids as excuses, even though they chose to have those kids.
But excuses for what? To get out of stuff?
Work. I mean, mostly work.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, if there's like as me as a dad, and it's like my kid, the school, the power's off, and I have to go get him. Like, I'm not happy about that. Like, I don't want to go pick up my kid from the school because they're of a power failure and that takes me away from
but who cares what you want? The result is the same. I'm picking up your slack at work.
I guess it's different because nobody picks up my slack. I have to come back and continue working.
Well, get a job where you can slack, and then you get out of it. But now your kids are going to college. That excuse is going away.
Yeah, no, I don't look at it as an excuse. I look at it as a pain in the butt.
Okay, well, what about the equivalent? Like, okay, your kids are a responsibility that need you.
Yeah. Even
with pets, like, you know how hard people would roll their eyes at you if you were like, I got to leave work early today because my precious, I don't know, whatever.
My dog
whatever
needs to
the
go
whatever the
pee.
excuse is. I have to bring her to the vet. I have to do this.
Yeah.
No one's gonna give a shit.
That's fair. That's true.
All right, parents, relax. We know that we know what you're doing. That's all I'm saying. We know what you're doing.
Okay.
You're using your kids. No one wants to travel to go visit someone in their town.
Yeah.
And you're using your kids as an excuse.
Right.
I don't know anyone with kids. Well, I'm trying to think if this is true. Actually, no, it's not true. I was going to say I don't know anyone with kids that has visited Los Angeles, but that is untrue. But they didn't come with their kids, so
Right.
maybe that's the thing.
Right.
Well, in 9 months from now, you'll have an excuse.
Exactly. Last one here. Dear Matt and JD, I was recently in a busy Costco parking lot, and the strategy I employ is to wait at the beginning of a row until a shopper comes back to their car within my vicinity. I'll turn my blinker on, claiming the spot, and that usually works for me. On this day, a shopper was returning from the store towards my area, except this time another car was tailing said shopper, and we both turned on our blinkers the moment the shopper got to her car, which happened to be right beside where I was waiting. I rolled down my window and mentioned I had been waiting in this area for a spot, and he explained that he had been following the shopper since she left the store. So who has the right to the spot, the waiter or the follower? I relayed the story to my wife afterwards, and she sided with the tailing car. If he was in the right, then there might as well be a line outside the entrance of the store that would just follow shoppers to their cars like a taxi line. What are your thoughts? Regards, the waiter. So just to explain this, we all know the strategy of someone's walking back to their car in a crowded parking lot with no spots available. So you follow them. So when they get out, you take their car.
Sure.
This strategy I've never heard of. This person just picks an area of the parking lot and waits there. Have you ever done this?
This is meeting two insane people in very different ways, meeting each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I don't relate to either of these
Yeah, the
things.
stalking of the person.
I don't.
Oh, you've never done that?
Never. This is my move. When I go to Costco or any other place, I will randomly, wildly drive around just hoping for the best and waiting for an opening. That's
yeah,
it.
Just keep driving.
And if it's really bad, I will simply leave. Like, I didn't need to. There
have
is
the patience
nothing
for this.
pressing that badly that I have to go into this mall or into this Costco. I'll come back tonight. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll be like, sorry, I'm just not into it. I'm not doing this. I'll go to Target down the road. Like, there's no way that I'm sitting and just picking a quadrant and just blink, blink, blink to it, like with no real sense of when anyone's coming back or leaving.
That's hell.
That's you're describing
Boredom, torture.
Oh
No.
God, like it's the
Yeah.
worst.
In this person's mind, and by the way, we thank you for listening.
Yes,
This
of
is
course.
a crazy strategy, but thank you for listening. In his mind, the parking lot is like a chessboard,
Right.
and he's like, B4, that's me.
Yeah.
So I was going to say if another car comes, he gets to say, I'm sorry, I was in my quadrant. But I don't think people do this. I don't know that he's competing with other people.
It's way less creepier than stalking someone through a parking lot.
Yeah, like following somebody at a creepy, slow
Ew.
pace as they're going back, and you don't even know where they're going necessarily.
I mean, I know I said it was like surprised you never do it. I never do it either, though.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes it's tempting, but I still will never do it. And in fact, we went to the mall yesterday to pick up some stuff, and the person in front of us was following someone so slowly. So we were stuck behind this person, and I was like, just let me go around you because I don't want any part of this. And then at the very last second, the woman that the person was following cut through the cars and then
Good.
went into a totally different line where they couldn't get to. And I was
it.
like, hey, you fool.
I don't like that. That feels icky.
Sitting here thinking about just like waiting for something to open up, like in my mind, I would be like, there's so many different nooks and crannies of this parking lot. Like, what if there are 3 open spots, like just over there? And I'm just sitting here like an idiot with my dick in my hand, fucking indicating to nothing. It's
That's
just,
even creepier. I
Well,
hope you
yes.
don't have
Well,
your dick in your
that's-
hand.
Okay,
People don't want to see a man following a woman.
Following anyone with your dick in your hand,
yeah.
not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's a third strategy. find where the store entrance is, and then drive as far away from as possible from that while still being in the parking lot. There might be a space there, but people don't want to walk from that part to the front of the store or push their fucking cart with 4 wheels on it back to their car. So okay, this is going to blow your mind, people. The spots that are usually taken up are the closest ones to the store.
Yes.
Yeah. So move further. That's all. That's the best I can do for you.
Yeah. I if I'm by myself, and I will park at like in the emptiest, like a mile away, and I'll walk over. Rachel doesn't like that so much, but I'll just just an empty area, like.
It's better to cut your losses. It's better to just park and walk. And now 1 out of every, 4 or 5 times, there will be an open spot closer and you'll go, fuck. But it's so much better to do that for all the times when you're just circling and circling and circling. Yeah. There was a spot and you're like, in your head, you're like, I would have been done shopping by now if I'd just taken that spot that was far away.
Yeah. And you're just waiting for a confrontation as well. Like it's ripe for confrontation.
Oh, especially now at Christmas time when the lots are full.
Forget it.
A spot in the hand is worth 2 in JD's bush.
That's right.
Well, with that being said, that's the December mailbag.
We did it.
We did it.
Who wants a titty twister?
Patreon.com/isthisgood is where you can go to spread a little Christmas cheer, a little holiday cheer.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's no nice way to put it. Give us money.
Oh, we need to put out a warning for the next Is This Bad? If you haven't watched The Usual Suspects yet, watch it before you listen to the show.
Rachel's very worried about spoilers.
Well, it's a huge thing.
This movie came out, how long ago did this movie?
25
20-something years ago.
But if you haven't...
Everyone knows that there's a big twist ending. No one, even if you haven't seen The Sixth Sense, you know there's a twist at the end.
I know. I'm just reiterating.
Okay, watch it first. Okay, because the last one we just did Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
I would say that right down the line, exactly what we suspected. Everyone that saw this movie when they were a kid and has seen it 30 times was like, "You guys are insane! I can't believe you didn't like this movie." Mm-hmm. And everyone that watched it because we were doing it on the show was like, "Oh, I'd never seen it, and you were doing it on the show, so I decided to watch it." It was like, this is a hunk of shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there you go.
Yep.
We watched it. Well, and what did we think about The Usual Suspects? You won't know until you watch it first and then listen to the show.
That's right.
So do that.
That's right.
Rachel is very nervous. She's very nervous we're going to give away the end of The Usual Suspects to someone that's voluntarily listening to a show about it but has never seen it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's crazy.
I care. I care. Okay?
Also, Citizen Kane. Let's not spoil that either.
Yeah.
God forbid.
I haven't. Yeah. Don't spoil it, Rachel.
Another quick programming note. I don't know if you're going to get to this, but Christmas week next week, 1 episode, and it's Patreon only. So that's another reason to give us a couple of shekels, and then you can hear all about. I don't know. Just got back from Vegas. Pretty crazy.
Oh, Vegas, Sin City, folks.
That's right.
Prostitutes soliciting everywhere.
Oh, yes.
Alcohol flowing.
My goodness.
Celebrities. I know you have a celebrity story coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here are the real stories. Stupid fucking thing. Then I had to camera, and then everyone was going out to this really cool party. Oh, wow, tell us about it. I don't know. I didn't go. I just went back to the hotel, and I ran the tub, and I didn't even get in it. There wasn't even time for me to get in the tub, so I just let the water get cold. Tune in for that. Patreon.com/isthisgood. And if you have topics or need to tell us anything, isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Thanks in advance for leaving a 5-star review. For Rachel and JD, I'm Matt Austin, and this was good. We'll see you next week if you go to patreon.com/isthisgood. Otherwise, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas. I love it when people say Happy Christmas.
I like Happy Christmas, yes.
What's the divide? Who's saying? Is that a British thing?
It's a British thing.
It is a British thing. Okay, Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Way cooler than Merry Christmas.
Totally.
And a Happy New Year? No, we'll see you before then.
But
we will for Usual Suspects.
just to be sure.
Yeah, well, we didn't say Happy New Year in
New
that. So
Year.
Happy New Year now.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
So we'll see you next year.
Yay.
But there's stuff coming up between.
Bye.